When I include all three components of a communication, that's thought, emotion, and action. Any communication has conviction, passion, and credibility, but the result is a connection. The quote again is, when I include all three components, thought, emotion, and action, any communication has conviction, passion, and credibility. The result is connection. So why did I choose this on this Motivation Monday? Because as we think about what hinders us, think about how we communicate what we say, communicate how we actually connect with those around us. Is that our problem? Are we making assumptions that others understand that we're not able to connect to? Think about it. It may happen professionally with what we do within our careers. It typically does. That's okay. That's all about learning. It could be personal and go down that path. It could be on the volunteer side. You're not able to connect with a different type of environment. There's all sorts of different scenarios behind this. But when we talk about connecting and how we do that, the reason why I bring this up is I recently was in a speaking competition. See, I've done things for years presenting like Toastmasters and other types of coaching for helping me better present what I do. Because if you knew me 25 years ago, trust me, I'd be the one back there in the corner trying to figure out how to make it all work. Absolutely. But I'd have a hard time communicating that to others. So why do I bring this up? Is because in this month of working through unexpected constraints, think about how we communicate to that. Because we're at the end of the year. We're almost to the middle of November already. We have freezes. If they haven't started already, they're about to, as far as system freezes. We have changes occurring that we need to work on. We may have systems going online still, even during those system freezes or environment freezes, that us, as well as far as asset managers, hardware and software, as well as configuration managers, are accountable for. And how are we communicating that to make sure the entire team's online? That's what I'm talking about. Remember in the quote, we talked about thought, emotion, and action. That hits us every day. And sometimes we're more knee-jerk than we intend to be. But the whole idea is we have a passion for what we do. We really do. We have a passion for what we do. But how do we convey that? How do we bring that to make sure we're connecting with the receiver? My purpose is not to give you a communication lesson in this Motivation Monday, but to make you realize there's different levels to that, right? For me, trust me, it's all from the heart. That's why I do this. That's my connection to you. Yes, I am a recovering IT practitioner. I'm the guy, I'm literally an end user support individual who was really good at what I did, had all the credentials for my role, and had no idea how to make it happen 30 years ago. Since then, I've literally helped over 300 professionals around the globe become more proficient in what they do within their role. Yeah, it's all about being uncertain and being able to drive that forward, but also being able to communicate that. Now, keep in mind, I gave the word number 300. It might be 3,000 because I'm giving a spread, reach out like this, but that's not for me to judge. I'm just giving you a number. I'm not saying it's fictitious. It's not. But when you present in conferences, when you present yourself in communication, maybe you have 60 stakeholders you're talking to, pardon me, how are you making sure that you're connecting with them at their level? Because connecting to 60 people at one time is not easy. Trust me, I've done it. Whether it's inside an environment or outside publicly like this, it's not easy to do. And I'm not trying to challenge you to do that. My challenge for you is how are you ensuring you're connecting with the person on the other side of your communication? Whether it's a Zoom like this or video, maybe I'm getting you seen the replay on LinkedIn or wherever it may be, YouTube, etc. Or maybe it's an in-person conversation. How are you making sure your receiver is communicating back to you that, yes, they understand what you're saying? See, when we have unexpected activities, trust me, I had one yesterday. I was socializing with my wife and having a really good time. And all of a sudden I got a phone call from my son. And he said something really went wrong with the car. And it's like, something I've been wanting to fix for a little while. And he decided to procrastinate. It happens. Did I know how to react? I have to say there's better ways. I probably should have responded. I was good, but there's always room for improvement. I'm sure you have the similar type moments. It's not about being perfect, because I'm not looking for perfection. I don't believe you are either. But it's about being able to connect, to figure this out together. Because remember, my why is I love to bring people together to collectively determine our next steps. That's why we have the IT Management Cooperative, to do exactly that. Because I love working with people. I love to connect and have that two-way communication. I do it every day. Whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's phone calls, whether it's Zoom calls, whether it's other online mediums, it doesn't matter. But I love to connect. That's why I do what I do. But how do you do that within your role is my question for you. How can you better improve that? So here's my little, on the Motivation Monday, something you think about. Think about an opportunity where your communication for the unexpected event could have been further improved. Maybe you did it perfect. If you do, I'd love to get feedback on that too. More than likely it wasn't, and that's okay. But think about those moments. You don't have to put them in the chat. You can if you want to, but that's not the purpose. Think about how, if you think about 3 things about that conversation, how could you further improve yourself? Again, it's not about self-help activity. It's about looking for you for opportunities to go that next step as you get into the end of year. Things are going to happen. Knee-jerk reactions are going to happen. It's not about events occurring or not occurring. I mean, if they were scheduled and that something went really awry because someone didn't do their job, it happens. I get it. Trust me, I can say that even from an industry perspective. But think about how you can be better prepared for that moment so you're not reactionary. So you're able to connect with whomever it is. It's like, okay, let's understand what's happening so we can collectively make that decision to move forward. Or if you need to make that decision, maybe you need to make that decision. That's great. But how can you ensure you have the information you need to proceed or define the criterion for where you are today to determine your next steps? Again, how you connect. That's what today's Motivational Monday is about. How you connect is important to everything that you do. Question is, how do you connect to those around you? Think about that. Well, that's the Motivational Monday. I really do appreciate your time. I appreciate all the efforts you put towards the community. And if there's anything I can do, feel free to reach out to me. You can put it in the chat, DM me, whatever. Or feel free to join the co-op, IT Management Co-op. We're here for you. That's the whole idea behind it. How can we help you go that next step? And if there's something we can do, please reach out. I look forward to it. I'll be waiting for you. itmc.org.